Hello everybody, welcome to a very exciting video. We're going to be talking about a brand new format that I've been thinking and tinkering with for quite a bit, and finally I was able to play the first couple of matches. I'm extremely excited because this is a pet project of mine and hopefully you will enjoy it as well. So let me explain to you what is PreFIRE Modern. So what we're looking at is a brand new format that has a very specific goal and a mission. I created a Google Doc, which you are going to be able to find in the description of the video down below, where you can see exactly what the goal is. I'm trying to create a format that is completely free of Wizards of the Coast influence, and it is similar to Pre-Modern, a format that is brand new and it has its own personality and its own individuality. So we're gonna be looking at the time between 8th edition and right before War of the Spark, which is when Fire Design began, which is Guilds of Ravnica Allegiance, and we're gonna be going through all of that time period where we have all of the classic modern sets. And what we're going to do that's different is we are going to have this format be defined by certain pillars. Twin, Pod, Faithless, Looting Mox, Opal, and then Tarmogoyf / Noverhark. All of these are going to be the pillars of the format. We want these cards to be decent and good, and then we want these cards to always be legal. With that in mind, for example, a card like Birding Pod, it was banned because of the potential of future cards being broken and then busting the card in half. Here, because we don't have any future sets coming up, we don't need to worry about that. So we simply ban all the cards that make Pod way too good, and then we keep it at an acceptable power level to the rest of the format. Now, one thing that's interesting is that we're going to have a completely new ban list, which is going to be entirely separated from what we have seen in the past. Cards, again, like Pod and cards like Bridge from Below, Faithless Looting, all of these cards are removed from the ban list, and then the idea is to try all of these cards and to try to allow most of them to be legal so that people can play with them and they can try to break them. And if they do, and if it happens to be too broken, that's when the cards will ban. So what we will have is a watch list. We're going to have this watch list where cards that we know can have, been problematic in the past, like Dread Return, Glimpse of Nature, Green Sun Zenith, all of these cards you're going to be able to play for now, but we may need to ban if they turn out to be a problem in the near future. So all of these cards, which are comprised here, you can take a look and then you can play this, and if we as a community understand that these are too good or they pose a problem to the format's health, then they can be removed and they can be moved over to the ban list. Again, this is brand new. These are the very first matches of the format that I'm going to be playing, and we're gonna be starting off, a little bit of a spoiler here about me, we're gonna be starting off with one of the classic decks. But yeah, here is the document. You can read it in depth if you are more interested, and you can find a link to the Discord and all that good stuff in there. But let's dive right into the deck that I am going to be playing. I'm going to be playing against my friend Tom Metelsky, and we're going to be running Pod. Classic Pod, one of my favorite decks of all time, and I think a lot of people's favorite decks of all time. We're going to be running a version that is value Pod. This is what was good towards the end, so no Miller combo or anything like that, and just a bunch of one-off creatures and a bunch of value creatures that we can sack to Pod in order to get a lot of value. Notably, we have access to Green Sun Zenith. Again, this is one of the cards in the watch list, so this card may be banned in the future. So I wanted to make sure that I gave it a shot and saw in action in the context of the format, because the entire format is going to be much more powerful than Modern, because we're going to have all of these banned cards that we had actually never played in the context of Modern. Cards like Green Sun Zenith were never legal besides like at the very beginning of Modern, and then were quickly banned. So all of these cards we're going to really see in action for the first time in this format right now. That's why all of this is brand new. This deck list may be way off to what we end up seeing after it gets tuned and stuff, but this is just a very basic starting point. We have, your Dry Divers, all of this stuff, up the Pod Chain, and all of these classic creatures, Revelark, Shriekmaw, Redcap for value, Limbalar to block opposing Splinter Twins, and all that stuff. All of that stuff is what we're going to see in this list. And you may have heard that I said Splinter Twin, and that is because Twin is indeed legal in this format as well. Twin is going to be another one of the pillars of the format, And this is once again a very, very preliminary twin list. Maybe we should be playing Serum Visions as well. Like, I don't know. Like, this is, I just threw this list together because these are the very, very first matches of PreFIRE Modern that we're going to be experiencing. So hopefully you will join me. This is the deck list that I'm going to be playing, and then we're going to be running against Bug Shadow. This is a super sweet looking list that Tom is going to be playing in our very first match. So we have, you know, all the classic Shadow threats. We have some Preordain, of course, and then Stubborn Denial to go with Shadows and Tarmogoyfs, which are going to be pretty beefy alongside Traverse, Snapcaster Mage. This deck look absolutely astonishing to me. It looks super, super good. Finally, the other deck that we're going to be seeing in action is going to be this blue-red Pyromancer value tempo/control deck. Some Pyromancers, Delver of Secrets, and Snapcaster Mage. All of these cards, again, Preordained, Serum Visions, all of these cantrips allow us to play a deck like this and be able to see success. Like this, I expect a deck like this to be good in this format. So I cannot even begin to express how excited I am about this, so hopefully you are as well. If you do and you want to hear more about the format, then you can, again, go into the link in the description down below, where you will find a Google document, and you can check in there the Discord and all that stuff where we're talking about it, hopefully finding some matches. So we'll see whether this format has legs. Let's check it out together. I am so excited about this. I can't even. This hand looks great. So we already have a pod. Removal. We have something to sack to the pod. We're playing against Mishra's Bauble. And the passing of the turn. Okay, I'm just gonna play a Temple Garden tapped and say go. Probably figure out soon enough what we're playing against. Watery Grave. Green. Okay, that's something we can decay. I'm into that. So I guess that we can only fetch a Shockland, so I might as well play the Godless Shrine here. Bird of Paradise right on time. Love to see it. Green, black, Abrupt Decay. I guess there's no reason to do it now, but I'm not going to be taking damage from it anyway, so I might as well do it now. So we're playing against black-green. I'm just going to go cantripping over there with a Preordain. If they tap out, I think I'm going to use this turn to just drop a pod. There's not that many answers, then my opponent could be playing main deck. Ooh, Traverse, Mishra's Bauble, into land. I guess we have another pod, so I'm just gonna play this one here. And if it resolves, I assume we're gonna be in pretty decent shape, because next turn we can go Finks into go find Resto Angel, and we're gonna have a pretty sizable board presence. Man, it's been so long since I've cast this card. I'm so excited. Notably, we can also go find, depending on what we're up against, we could go find Eternal Witness to rebuy Abrupt Decay. We also have access to, after we have Resto in play, we can go get the guy that blows up a creature, Shriekmaw. It's a 5/6 though, that's a big boy. Traverse, let's see what Tom's gonna get this time around. Just a land. Sin Collector is a nice pickup here. So I'm gonna get a basic forest. And now the question is, do I Finks or do I Sin Collector? I think I want to Finks because it guarantees an activation of pod. So let's activate and crack here. Because if I go for Sin Collector, then my opponent may just go ahead and like kill this thing in response. But now we get to reset the Finks, and now we're really cooking. Now next turn we get to drop our Sin Collector. We could go get Voice of Resurgence. Definitely taking 5 here. Opponent fetches. We still have this Knight of Autumn, which is kind of nice. Opponent down to 13. Liliana. Good card. Does not seem particularly relevant under the current scenario. Shadow. ×2. Shadow ×2. No cards left in hand. So what I could do is I could go get Noble Hierarch off of this Dryad Arbor. This allows me to kill the Liliana. I think I'm interested in doing that. And I guess I can cast Knight of Autumn. So we're going to pod away Dryad Arbor, go get Noble Hierarch, go to combat, kill Liliana. And I could drop a Sin Collector, see what my opponent's cooking with over there, Snapcaster. Ugh. The other alternative would have been to, instead of play the Sin Collector, we just play the Bird, and we go from there. Snapcaster, I'm assuming this is going to flashback the Preordain. Yeah, because my opponent needs answers here. They could also use a way to go down on life. We can reset our life fairly effectively by sacking Finks to go get another Resto. Thoughtseize. Imagine that's gonna get the Knight. Could go for Shriekmaw. Could go for Voice. Interesting. So he's allowing me to trade. I don't think I want to. So here we lose to Dismember, but I think that this is fine. Another Shadow. That's a lot. So we can Zenith for up to 4. I can swing for 4 here in the air. Get Shriekmaw. Shriekmaw kills Tarmogoyf. And then I Zenith for 3, which finds another Kitchen Finks. And that should give me 3 charm blockers, which is all I need. And then Shriekmaw attack, plus I need one of my 3 drops. Oh, I am gonna have the redundant Finks, which can go find the, it can go find the Siege Rhino. So I think this is my line. Go for Kitchen Finks, gain life, swing for 4 in the air, then pod the resto away, get Shriekmaw, kill Tarmogoyf, send the turn back. And now I'm actually going to be saving the Shriekmaw to block, funnily enough. To attack, I mean. So we block all 3 shadows, take the Snapcaster if he wants to get in there. This is now going to allow us to gain 2 more life, up to 8. And next turn we, Snapcaster Mage into Traverse. Ugh, that sucks. So that's going to find another Death Shadow, which is going to be a blocker. Ugh. So, change of plans, I guess. How do we deal the last 2 points of damage? Oh. Better lucky than good, etc., right? That's kind of awesome. That's hilarious. Just literally find the best possible draw, like Zenith wouldn't have even done it. That's hilarious. Oh, you love to see that. Anyway, Sky Engineers, we want that. Path to Exile, we want these. I think we want to cut some birds, maybe all the birds. Mind Sensor is actually kind of interesting in the face of the Traverse, so that's cool. I think I want to cut the red cap. I don't think this is going to do enough. Oh, the Limvala doesn't do anything at all. So we're just going to bring our curve a little bit lower, although we have the Thragtusks. Thran is interesting. It effectively blanks a shadow for as long as I have mana. I think I like it better than Pontiff here. I don't think I care for Thoughtseize. Eidolon is interesting. It stops Snapcaster Mage, but that's about it. Entomber Exarch is a nice value card as well. Yeah, let's bring in Entomber over another bird, I guess. Game number 2 was a pretty exciting game 1. This hand looks decent enough. And this is the strength of Green Sun Zenith. If you've played any Legacy, which I have, then you see like this is why this card is great. It's because turn 1 it's fantastic, and on turn 2 it's also fantastic, and on turn 5 it's also just regardless of where you're at, the card is just bonkers, which is what makes me potentially skeptical about its inclusion in the format. I feel like it's likely to get removed sooner or later, probably sooner than later. Gets the Decay. Okay, so that suggests that my opponent wants to get me dead here. Fatal Push on my little dude. Let's play a tapped land and say go. Path is definitely a great one for them to not know about. Question is whether we want to play around Stubborn Denial. Preordain. There's a shadow, and I think I'm gonna path it right now. Okay, that resolved. It's good for us. He's down to 3 cards, which is good for us. Let's play this out. Let's drop a Finks. Now we just get to play a little bit of a value game. Snapcaster, probably Thoughtseize. Yeah, they really want to take the Siege Rhino from my hand right now. I actually don't think that I want to trade Finks for Snapcaster. Okay, that's a lot better. So this actually allows me to attack, which is awesome. And then I'm just gonna play 4-3. No secrets, just random 4-3. Oh, he pushes the Hierarch. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna attack. So he does take the trade, which makes sense. But I think I'm interested in just trying to be as fast as possible here. And the fact that he blocked there suggests to me that he doesn't have another shadow, which is what I'm the most concerned about. Oh, one thing that I did not consider is that I just enabled Delirium for them. Could have been a mistake. I mean, I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna attack. Like, I have to win the game before he finds. Snapcaster's very good here. So now he's going to trade the Finks and push the Knight of Autumn, and now we go back to parity. I still think that I was supposed to just jam there. Hardcast Street Wraith. Oh no. 3-4? How can I ever beat that? Untap, let's see what we got here. Another fetch land's not great. No cards in hand. This fetch actually takes a turn off the clock, so I'm not super excited about doing that, but... Oh, interesting that he targets himself. That suggests that he has a shuffler, or something that shuffles in. Yeah, these are not great draws. And I have a ton of dead draws here as well. Like I could draw Pod, which doesn't really do anything. Snapcaster into Preordain. Oof, man, that deck just doesn't run out of gas. Looks so good. This is Goif. That escalated quickly. So I'm just dead next turn now. Zenith. So I guess I can go get Thruktusk. Is Thruktusk better than Siege Rhino? I guess it is. Is it though? It's better if I draw something good, I guess. Like it enables my Restoration Angel and stuff like that in a much better way. Oof. Yeah, this is why Preordain is another one of the cards. Like, you know, obviously we have Ponder and Preordain. One of those needed to go 100%. It's just a matter about what we do with the other one. And here I'm just dead on board. So I think Preordain is the less egregious one. But I could honestly see Preordain also going. I think it's fine. I'm mostly scared of how bad for the format it may be in the context of what's his name, of combo decks like Storm and things like that. Let's bring in the Mind Sensor in place of what? Place of the Night of Autumn, I guess. Gonna be on the play here. His hand's a little bit risky, but if I find another land, then I should be good to go here. Hopefully we get to dodge removal. Preordain. Okay. Land of the top one time. No. Not going to attack because I don't want to make my opponent's shadow potentially better. If he does go for the shadow though, at least we can abrupt decay it. Yay. Overgrown Tomb. And there's a shadow. Okay, we get to play on. We get to play on at least. I think I'm going to take the 1 point of damage here to get more info because clearly he doesn't have a way to enable the shadow. So I'm more scared, exactly. I'm much more scared of a Tarmogoyf here. So that seems like a better... Oh, I guess I had the answer to the Tarmogoyf here and I'm just an idiot. Yeah, maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I'm just stupid. Who knows? Unless he has a second Tarmogoyf, in which case I'm going to feel very smart. No, he has a second shadow instead, so I feel very stupid. So let's go basic forest and we're just gonna drop Sin Collector here. Take a peek, see what's up over there. Dismember? Well, I'm dead now. Well, that was neat. Man, that shadow looks very good in this format. Very, very good stuff. Let's play another match. Now on to the second ever match of PreFIRE Modern. This hand seems a little bit lackluster. So this is gonna be Tween versus Blue-Red Pyromancer. This hand looks very good. I don't think it's gonna be super easy for us to combo, so I honestly want to bottom this Splinter Twin here. And I'd rather just naturally find another Twin eventually, whenever all of our resources have been a little bit depleted. There's a Delver. Let's start off with some Preordaining here. I'll take another Preordain, I think. Delver does not flip, and we have a Scalding Tarn. So my life total is going to matter a lot. So I'm going to just get a Steam Vents here, tap, and I'll Preordain again. Electrolyze? Don't mind if I do. This card is so sexy. And Delver flips. Off Electrolyze, no less. So now we take 3. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to play a land. Flooding a little bit here, but that's okay. And we're just going to go for upkeep. Here he gets his Steam Vents tapped. And now I'm just going to attempt to electrolyze this Delver right now. My goal here is to tap them out, exactly, to tap them out of Remand for the turn so that I can main phase electrolyze again. If he has a second Remand, obviously that's terrible, but can't really do much about that. So let's do this right now because we need to get rid of this guy. Otherwise he's gonna kill us rather quickly. No Force Spike in the format, so there's no reason to play one of these lands. We are flooding pretty badly, considering we also bottomed a couple of lands. That's a card. That is certainly a card. No Remand, by the way, because I feel like I would have remanded there if I had the chance to. He could have stuff like Spell Snare. Spell Snare looks pretty good in this format. Man, we're all hitting our land drops so nicely. Pyromancer plus Preordain. I would definitely call that a combo. It's going off. Unfortunately, we cannot Pestermind to tap the Spiral Bluff Canal. So if he does indeed have Spell Pierce, or Spell Snare, we're gonna get got really badly here. Let's get it tapped Steam Vents, untapped. Man, oof, that's really bad. Here's a Snapcaster. Please don't counter me. Spell Snare. Yuck. I do think that I was just supposed to jam there. And here I can't even Pestermite because I know he has an Electrolyzing hand. Can't even Jace the Mind Sculptor because I just lose. I'm just getting destroyed here. Okay, yeah, we just flooded a little bit too much. Let's go on to game number 2. Pyroclasm looks very good. All of these look fantastic. So let's bring these in. negate, spell snare, rending volley, maybe? I think I want to cut Pestermite, then I cut at least 2 twins, maybe more. Just leave the 1-off twin as the final win condition. The Stever XR seems kind of hard to kill for him, so I think I'm okay with leaving some copies of it. But we are definitely trying to pivot quite hard here onto some bigger and better things. I like Remand, like Pyroclasm, definitely like Lightning Bolt. The spells look fantastic. I think I'm just gonna cut some X-Art. Just very minimalistic combo here. I'm considering just cutting all of these all together. Just cut every little piece of the combo and just win through Pian Kiran, Keranos, the Fairy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. Maybe wrong, but let's experiment, right? Brand new format, brand new strategies. I do remember the Twin decks from back in the day doing this kind of stuff where they just would cut the combo in certain matchups. Yeah, I think I'm into this. This Teferi sounds like an absolute nightmare for him to deal with. And we have an answer to like an early Pyromancer or Delver or whatever in this roast. So let's shuffle here, untap. We don't have any green cards, so we're just gonna get another Steam Vents with this fetch land. Just trying to get all my tapped lands out of the way. Preordain into a passing of the turn. Untap. Let's not go this route again, please. I know there's Jace the Mind Sculptors in my deck, so maybe I shouldn't be playing this Scalding Tarns. I'm just really valuing my life total. It's a Delver. That's fine. Let's bolt here. That just resolved. No struggle. It's good for... Oh, come on. Kept a 4-lander and I drew 4 lands. 3 lands, I guess. I do wonder if he's... We saw Remand last game. We did not see Mana Leak, so I'm not 100% aware of what his exact deck list looks like. There's also Cryptic Command, so those are the only hard counters that can deal with a Resolve Teferi. So I do need to be watching out for that. Oof, man, what a banger. What an absolute banger of a card. I think I'm gonna Preordain instead of attempting to resolve it. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna try to jam this right here. If he has Remand, this is bad for me. Definitely gonna plus with this Jace if it happens to resolve. Spell Pierce. Ugh, devastating. Another card that I think is going to be very good in this format. Spell Pierce looks spectacular. Get it? So I think Hardcast. I think let's just pass the turn. Let's just pass the turn. See if my opponent does anything on my ends that they don't. The question now is, do I want to bolt this? I think I could attempt to just play the Fairy, but I think my opponent's just gonna Remand if I do that. So I'd rather tap them out first. So let's put the bolt on the stack. This taps them out of Cryptic Command, which I guess they don't use. And then we could have used the Fairy to block if needed. Spell Skite. Big boy. There's the Remand. Okay. Definitely expected that one. So we're just going to play this guy now. Snapcaster is going to resolve. Just going to Remand because he's going to go for Preordain here. Oh, yes. That's the dream right there. Ooh, we find Snapcaster? Oh, baby. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Let's turn this around. Notably, this doesn't give flash to my, removal spells. That's a good one. So let's do this. We're just gonna crack it right now. Get a pretty clean 2-for-1 there. We get to start attacking. And I guess I want to roast here. I don't want to just get randomly raised. He could have Pyromancer and then start going wide. But my goal is going to be to find Electrolyze here. Something like that. Yeah, this Teferi is just taking over the game. Top bottom, so he found something that he liked. That's a big one. So I think I want to spend this turn to Preordain here. Very nice. Remand sounds fantastic here. Swing for 3. We're doing stuff. We're doing stuff. We know all of our things are going to resolve for as long as this Teferi remains on the board. Remand that one. If we find a Snapcaster, we're probably going to be in good shape. Spell Snare, not quite it, but it's fine. Because if he bounces, we get to Electrolyze the Jace. So it's not the end of the world. Leads on Preordain. You see, War of the Spark just gives you a broken Teferi. This is a much more honest Teferi, you know? This is how we had it back in the day. This is good guy Teferi, as opposed to broken Teferi, which we don't like. Oh man, he found double bolt. Please be Snapcaster. Yes! Woo! There we go. Hell yeah! Ooh, that was exciting! Okay, so we have to respect Jace the Mind Sculptor. Is there anything we can do about that? Negate, Romance, Cryptics. That's really all we can do about Jace. Could some other classic sideboard options to consider? Obviously, like this is, I put this deck list together like fairly quickly because we wanted to get some matches in, but some other cards to consider are the Dalkin Shackles. That's a classic card from back in the day. Also, you know, playing Tarmotuin. I mean, and there's so many possibilities. On to game 3. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this seems fine. We have removal, we have a threat, double, preordain to make sure that we hit our future land drops. Tom moves to 5. So I think I want to lead on Steam Vents and preordain. Let's get our stuff set up. Land number 3, do I want that? Yes, I think I do. So let's top both of these. And the idea is going to be to just play it slow. Spell Skite. I guess we can just roast that one. And I want to do this right now before my opponent has access to Spell Snare. Spell Snare seems one of the unsung heroes of this matchup. Him playing Desolate Lighthouse suggests that he doesn't actually have that many tools here. So let's bolt right now, play a land. And this is interesting because I'm just going to pass the turn. What I could do is I could play a Lavamancer, but I think I'd rather just hold up Romance/Negate. Yeah, this sounds great to me. So I'm going to actually shock in order to remand this. Yeah, this is cool. So now let's preordain looking for another land. This is perfect. I think I do want this spell. Play a land, and we're going to drop a Grim Lavamancer. This effectively means that he obviously cannot play the young Pyromancer again. Roast, we counter. Untap. Think we just attack. Pretty lame, but I think that's totally fine. Gonna let that resolve, and then we're just going to untap, play land, and do this right now before my opponent gets a chance to do something about it. Send the turn back, fetch, get another Steam Vents here, island. Pretty confident here. This is the only thing that's scaring me. My opponent has a Lighthouse, which is usually like one of the mirror breakers in this kind of blue-red control-ish mirrors, pseudo-mirrors. Oh, so he did have Mana Leak. Good to know. Spell Skite. Just counter this. Just counter draw. And I think we fight over this with the spell. He says, do you know how good it feels to use Lighthouse again? I can imagine. Okay, so this resolved. Draw another Cryptic. Yeah, okay, we're looking pretty good here. So I'm just gonna start activating Lavamancer now. He's going to really limit what he can do, and we're going to slowly start to get him. 15. Would love to draw some cards that do stuff here. We have 4 Lavamancer activations in the bank, but we also have a bunch of business in hand as well, right? He's looting. We do have the surprise bolt here, which is nice. Bolt. I think I wanna let that go. If I counter there and he remands his own thing, like, that's such a massive disaster for me. Spion Kieran is a nice draw. He cannot Cryptic right now. Yep, he did have the remand too. That's rough. That's rough, but it's understandable. He has an active Lighthouse, so that makes him that much more likely to have all the good stuff. So let's bolt here. Untap. That's a fantastic draw. Let's try again with Spion Kieran. And now we actually get to fight back with Cryptic Command. Ooh, that resolved? Ooh, baby. If he has Pyroclasm, I doubt that he has it in his deck. So I'm definitely very stoked about this Spion Kieran resolving here. This is why we play this sideboard Haymakers. V-Click? Oh man, I have not cast a Vendilion Click in years. Ah, this is so exciting. And this certainly feels like an end step V-Click here. I don't think that this is a draw step V-Click, because if he does indeed have something like Pyroclasm, then we want to make sure that we are like making it the most awkward for him, like we still have a threat. If he remands, I let it go, just recast again. And we're tapping out of Cryptic Command, but that's totally fine. Snapcaster remand, it's a little bit annoying, but we'll be fine. Ooh, Snapcaster Bolt. Ah, alright. Let's see what you got over there, Tom. He has the Lightning Bolt. Oh, Rending Volley. It's cool. Yeah, I likely take the Cryptic Command. In this situation, Cryptic actually does have a lot of value. Here we're racing. We know he has a land and one unknown. Take 2. Play out the Spiral of Canal. I think I would have held it to make sure that I'm activating Loot House. We still have, I think we have exactly one more fetchable for this Rainforest. We do have Snapcaster in the deck, which would be an insane draw right here. Jace the Mind Sculptor would also be very, very good. Oh, we still had one more island. Cool. Lightning Bolt. That's a pretty good one. So now we can send him to 3. and then if he activates Lighthouse, we let that resolve, and then we go for the kill while he's tapped low. He may not activate Lighthouse just out of the fear of this happening, but I think that he's kind of desperate, honestly. I'm gonna wait for him to discard, and then I'm going to go for it. So he has less information. Yep. So now he discarded a Spell Pierce that could actually matter here when I'm trying to resolve a Cryptic Command. Got there. That was very exciting. That was very, very cool. And there you go, the very first matches of PreFIRE Modern. I am so excited about this format. I cannot wait to hear what you folks have to say about it. I am interested in hearing any, constructive feedback. And of course, I know that there are certain cards that I'm very much on the edge of being banned, be it Glimpse, be it Red Return. I know about that. I am not well known for playing those kind of decks. I don't think I'm gonna be the one to break Dread Return. I think it's potentially very easy to do so. So I cannot wait to see some deck lists and to play some matches. And if you're interested, please join the Discord. We are very, very excited to give this format a shot. I think these first couple of matches were absolutely fantastic. And I am interested in seeing whether, maybe combo is a little bit too strong. But based on these matches that we played today, I am very, very optimistic about the future for this format. I cannot wait to try new things. I cannot wait to explore and to tinker with that ban list until we find a sweet spot that we all enjoy, or at least most of us enjoy, because you cannot make everybody happy, so somebody's gonna unfortunately get left behind. I'm sorry about that. This is how it goes with every format. If Premodern has taught us something, is that if we can build a community, we can create a format that is completely separated for what WotC wants to do. If they want to destroy their game, let them do so, and we can have fun. We can do our thing here. I'm going to be playing a lot of MTGO, obviously, because this is where I can just build a lot of decks without any sort of limitation. These are like 30 tickets to build or something like that. Once you have fetch lands, they're even cheaper. I want to see where this format can go. I want to try to make it a healthy format that folks can enjoy, and we can appreciate all of these nostalgia that all of these cards bring for all of us. I have not tapped a Birthing Pod in so long, and it felt so awesome to do so. Cannot wait to play more of this. Once again, very excited to hear your feedback, and I'll see you in the next video, folks. Take care, and bye bye.